Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is a recording of a Shabbat sermon by Rabbi Rebecca Schatz.
There were sheets of Torah that just went around for us, a quick little study session that we're going to do right now. If you don't have one, can you just raise your hand and someone around you can bring one so that everyone can at least see it? If people can share and can just pass them around, that'd be wonderful. I first want to start off by saying a tremendous yasher koach to Edie. I've had the pleasure of working with Edie for the past few months on her Dvar Torah. And it feels a little silly to stand up here and give you words of Torah because we've already learned so much Torah from her. And I wanted to actually add to her message and to her personality and to her day by talking about strength. One thing that I learned from Edie and from learning Torah with her and in the way that she shared words of Torah with us earlier this morning is that a lot of what she referred to was people being strong, and not necessarily because others around her or them were strong, but because they knew that was the right thing to do. And so I want us for a few moments to think about what is strength and where do we find our strength. There's a line that Edie read in Shirat Hayam, in the Song of the Sea, and that we actually sang earlier in Psukei de Zimra if you were here, that goes like this. Ozi ve'zimrat yam vayei li lishua. Ozi ve'zimrat yam vayei li lishua. Ozi can mean my strength, or it could be the strength that you receive from God, from other people, from those around you, from community. So in Beitenu, which is where Edie and her family often find themselves, we do a text study, which means that I don't just talk, but you also share your words of Torah. So I'm going to ask for you to raise your hand and share with me, where do you find your strength? Anybody? Oh, yes, Ed. I found my strength in the community. In the love of the community. Yes. Great, from God, from the divine, from Hashem. Paula. From your family and within the community. Great. Those who are surrounding you, family and friends. Any other thoughts? Yeah. Seeing others express love, compassion. Great. Seeing others express love, compassion, and righteousness. Tom. Beautiful. Hearing or seeing other people demonstrate strength or share stories of strength. So, the woman who wrote the tune that we all just sang together, Shefa Gold, she translated this line as, my strength balanced with the song of God will be my salvation. Ozi, my strength, ve'zimratia, and the song of God. So not that my strength comes from the song of God, but that it's balanced. It's in the same level of the song of God. And she writes this, I think that she was using this as some kind of meditation. So if you would like to be able to think of this the next time you sing that line, or as we're talking about this, you can choose to close your eyes and do this as well. In this practice, I find and express my strength, my will, my effort, and desire when I chant Ozi. When I chant Vezimratia, I open and surrender to the God song, and let it be sung through me. Then in the last phrase, Vayehi li lishua, I balance those two aspects of my practice. In our tradition, the word oz is used many times. In fact, Edie just read a line in the Song of Deborah as well, using the word oz as strength, which is different for those of you who understand Hebrew, like chazak, right? Something that is strong. It's a different kind of strength. So here in Psalms 29, we have Adonai oz le'amo iten, Adonai yevarech et amo vashalom. I wanted to translate this in two different ways, because I actually think that by reading Ozi v'zimra iya in the way that we just did, this phrase too can be read as two ways of understanding strength. God gives strength to God's nation. Adonai oz le'amo iten. God blesses God's nation with peace. Or maybe it could be God's strength, Adonai oz, to God's nation is given. Le'amo iten. God will bless God's nation with peace. Does anybody feel more strongly about one translation or the other, or have questions about one translation or the other? Don't be shy. You see that we do this here, so you can raise your hand. Yeah, Ed. Great. Beautiful. Great. So what Ed just shared with us, that from his Arabic background, I'm going to try to say everything you just said. From his Arabic background, he knows that oz actually means some kind of strength with pride, not just powerful strength, maybe physical strength, but rather strength that comes with some sense of pride. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Wonderful. So Alan's pointing out that the translation is not grammatically correct by saying is given, because it would have been a different word than iten, rather to give, or will actually. Any other thoughts? Yes, Mike. Beautiful. The second translation doesn't make clear who is the source of the strength. Deb, was that your hand in the back? Great. Beautiful. So the presence of the first one, that it's happening right now, even though it was written a long time ago. And the mystery of the second one, similar to what Mike just shared with us, that we don't know where that strength is coming from. I want to read another phrase for you that has the word oz in it. And it's a little bit of a midrash that Rabbi Josh Roshavsky actually uses in a tune that he wrote, which is at the bottom of our page. Shir HaShirim Rabbah, which is a midrashic source, a source that our rabbis use to understand words from our Torah, is filled with parables of a king and the king's relations with various people in the kingdom. In this particular midrash, the king has in his possession many precious jewels and stones, rubies and emeralds, diamonds and gold. The king's child approaches him and says, "Father, let me have those." And the king says, "They are yours. They've always been yours. And to you I give them." The rabbis liken this parable to the people of Israel as they stand at the shore of the Red Sea before it has been split. The Egyptians are at their backs and they are frightened. They call out to God and say, "God, give us strength, ozi v'zimratia." And God replies, "It's yours. It's always been yours. And to you I give it." What Josh then does is he connects it to a line from Psalms. Va'ani ashir uzecha, I will sing of your strength. Extol each morning your faithfulness, for you have been my haven, a refuge in time of trouble. Uzi elecha azamera, ki Elohim miskavi Elohei chasdi. O my strength, Uzi, to you I sing hymns. Elecha azamera, for God is my haven, my faithful God. So what I want us to walk away from this teaching with is that there are different ways for us to acquire strength and to show strength. Sometimes it's in restorative justice, and sometimes it's through getting up here and reading beautiful Torah, and sometimes it's just saying to someone else, I think I could do that. Or saying to someone, you really shouldn't do that. What Josh says here is how can we sing or act or write or draw or run or research our strengths into the world? How can we use what is our strength to promote that strength into the world? To sing is to share, to publicize. In this case, it's a communal act, similar with the Song of the Sea. We all rose, even today, to sing those words along with Edie. And through singing Torah, God's strength and gift to us, we find our own Torah, our own strength. The words of this verse begin, Va'ani ashir uzecha, and I will sing your strength. But they end, Uzi elecha azamera, my strength, I will sing out to you. I hope for all of us, and with the blessing of Edie in our lives as community or family or friend, that we all can figure out the ways in which we bring strength into this world, and that we can figure out what it is that is our strength and whether or not we have done a good job of putting it out as a blessing to our communities. Ozi vezimratia vayehi li lishua. Ozi vezimratia vayehi lishua. Shabbat Shalom.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.